If you build it, he will come.
What? Who?
Inside.
I hate it when that happens.
I have another hectic weekend planned for you guys. So I'd be running to the gate right now, but my flight just got delayed. So I'm now landing in Iowa at midnight. So my flight got delayed once again. It's a little bit of a shame, but I am working in my spotting fakes book. Minutes to run across the airport to make this flight. I think we're gonna make it. I barely made it. That was a close one. Iowa, I've officially made it. It is Saturday morning.
And so coincidentally, the Veterans Auditorium where this Capital City Card Convention is held is the same building where Kurt Warner won all of his Arena Bowl championships in, which propelled him into the NFL career that we all know today as a Hall of Famer.
One thing I like about the Iowa show so far is there's a mixture of everything. I've seen coins here, I've seen signed baseballs, signed postcards. On top of that, there's even a shoe corner. You can find literally any type of collectible here. And like the Dallas and Atlanta card shows, there were some dealers that were way over comps, and there was others that were willing to work with you because they wanted money for the national. This video is proudly sponsored by my friends over at MySlabs.com. MySlabs.com is a marketplace for slab graded cards, NFTs, and much more. If you're looking to sell your product online, they only take a 1% commission fee, which is the lowest in the hobby. Go check out MySlabs.com because they make these videos possible. First deal so far at the Iowa show, really happy about it. So this is what I ended up picking up. Picked up a 1901 Jeffries. So you don't know, this is the guy that ended up fighting Jack Johnson in that 1910. From Ogden, very low pop on this. It is an authentic, unfortunately. I do want to get a graded one in the future, but this is a good way to start my collection with this, and I'm really happy. So before he ended up fighting Jack Johnson, Jeffries had a great boxing career. Actually, in 1899, he won the heavyweight championship, knocking out Fitzsimmons. He was challenged 7 times and won every single time, and actually had the world record for the fastest knockout in a heavyweight championship in 55 seconds. He ended up retiring in 1905 undefeated, and then was out of boxing for 5 years until he came back to fight Jack Johnson. But at that time, he was way overweight. I'm here with Galen. He just showed me a 92 Mantle autograph he picked up. I haven't seen this yet, but this is an amazing card.
Yeah, I've been looking at this card for years and years and years, and you never see one. So and I know it's authentic because it's a non-card auto. Great find for me.
Second pickups of the day at the Iowa card show. So I ended up picking up a 2010 Chris Sale autograph along with a DeGrom numbered to 175. You can take a look at these right here. Chris Sale is about to be back from his injury. He's been out the last year and a half. And you also got this DeGrom at $20. A lot of people are going to spend hundreds of dollars on a prospect auto. I'm going to pick up Chris Sale all day for $20. Here's why. 7X All-Star. He also won a World Series championship. But looking at his main stats over here, he has a career 3.03 ERA, which is really, really good. I mean, you get a 3 ERA in a year, and that's phenomenal, and he has a 3.03. On top of that, he already has over 2,000 strikeouts, a sub 1.1 whip, which is really, really good. He's 32 years old and has 45 WAR. Now, Most people want to have a pitcher have about 65 WAR, 3,000 strikeouts to make the Hall of Fame, and 300 wins. Now, with baseball right now, 300 wins isn't going to be possible with Chris Sale, but I see him passing the 65 WAR and 3,000 strikeouts in the future. Here with Bill Madlock. Madlock played for both the Pirates, Cubs, and who else did you end up playing with?
The Dodgers. My good friend Denny McLain down there. I played for the Detroit Tigers. Not the same time he played,
Not the
but
same time?
yeah, he's a little younger than I am, or a little older.
Playing with the Pirates in the World Series championship back in, 1979?
Yeah, 79. Had the opportunity to play with probably two of the greatest players that ever played, Billy Stargell, and who's Hall of Famer, and Dave Parker, who was trying to get in the Hall of Fame. I started out in San Francisco. I went from the last place team to the first place team, so that was fun. Right before All-Star break, so I got over there because if you ever been to Candlestick, you know how tough it is to play there. It's probably the coldest place in the world during the summer.
Now, how does that work with the trade? Does your manager come in and say you got traded, or what's the whole process behind all that?
That's the process right there. Back then, they just come and say you're traded. You pack up and leave for the team. The wives stay there and get everything ready, but as a player, you don't. It's such a different game now. You have, I think, a week to show up. So now we just go and play the next day.
So is that you actually played in Japan after your MLB career. So you want to talk a little bit about how the differences between NPB baseball and an MLB baseball?
Back there, you was only allowed 2 foreign players on the team, which they call as gaijins. I was myself and another kid from Korea, so it don't have to be 2 Americans. So it was lonely. It was a different culture. The baseball game was different. Small game, definitely not like it is now, home run hitting game. But it's baseball, and like I say, and it's just tough playing there because the culture, the food, where you live, and the travel is it's not major league standard. Let's put it that way.
Won multiple batting titles. So any tips for anyone that plays baseball right now that's younger, how to hit better?
It's still a little different now. They got the launch angle, the bat speed. Just work on your craft. It's no substitute for hard work. To have fun, especially with young age. And I think the main thing with these kids now, I think they should play multi-sport. They're getting to the point now they only play one sport. I think that helps you mentally and physical, to play different sports.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. You saw the interview. Well, I'm giving away a baseball right now. Tons of inscriptions on it as well. Now, all you have to do is like this video, comment down below, and follow the Capital City Card Convention either on Twitter or Instagram. I'll be announcing the winner during my national vlog. All right, picked up my first football card at the show today. I ended up getting a Derrick Henry Optic Rated Rookie Orange, which is numbered to 199. Super happy with it. Derrick Henry's a great running back, but I'm using this as trade bait at the National. There's 2 trade nights that I'm going to be going to, both Card Collector 2s and Blake Jameson's on Thursday, so we're going to see how I can move that. Show's been pretty well so far. Picked up a few things. Right now I'm actually heading to lunch to Zombie Burger. It's about a half mile away. So what you ended up seeing me eat is the Walking Ched, which has deep fried macaroni as both of the buns. On top of that, it has bacon, more macaroni, cheese, all in one hamburger. I've never seen anything like this before, so I tried it, but it was a lot of food. You guys saw that burger I had for lunch? Well, I have to run it off now. Just finished my run. It's about 8 o'clock. Gonna shower up and then go to trade night. Well, I didn't make any trades at trade night. I did find out about a pizza restaurant called Fong's, which served Chinese pizzas. So I decided to order the crab rangoon. All right, so I'm back in my hotel room. I ended up getting the crab rangoon pizza to go. Now, I've never heard of a crab rangoon pizza. I've had seafood pizzas before in the Northeast. It was really, really good. On a pizza, I don't really know, but I'm gonna give it a shot. thoughts. What do I think of the pizza? Decent. I think it needs a little bit more cheese and sauce. I really like the sweet and sour sauce that dips it, but it's a different taste. Like, I couldn't pass this up. I mean, when's the next chance I'm gonna see a crab rangoon pizza? So we're at day number 2 at the Iowa card show. Yesterday I was really happy with the pickups. After the show I ended up going to trade night, and we just ended up talking for a long time with everyone. So I'm on right now is the Skywalk, and it actually connects all of downtown Des Moines, and it's really awesome. There's actually 2 miles of it. Be doing an interview talking about how this card show actually came to be. This is the biggest card show in Iowa in what, 25 years, guys?
Yeah, something like that.
Host the next one actually next April, right?
Yes, yeah. April 2022.
Sweet. So tell me about the inception, how you guys thought of the idea to build out the biggest show in Iowa, one of the biggest shows in the Midwest, and how it came to be today.
Eddie's done shows in the local area. 2013,
Yeah,
we promoted them.
promoting.
I wanted to get in the promoting game last fall, so when I called Eddie and I'm like, I want to do a show, a small show. Like, help me put together a hotel show. So we put it together pre the November shutdown of COVID in the state of Iowa. Great show in December, and I said, you know what, let's do a big show. We don't know if the National's going to happen. I usually do the Sports Spectacular, so it was kind of sad that wasn't happening. So I'm like, let's put together a big show. And I called Eddie, I'm like, what do you think? Like, maybe summer of 2022? And he's like, so April comes around, I called Eddie, I said, I found the event center. What do you think? He's like, yep, let's do it. So from that point forward, April, 8th or something like that, to now, we have grassroots built this thing. We've got some of our local guys that do our shows, but a lot of people who don't. We brought Brian in because we need help with the social media piece, and Brian's really great at that.
What are some of the biggest challenges that you guys had putting this together?
One of the biggest things early on, before we brought Brian in, was how do we get the word out?
The challenge is not knowing if the National is going to happen or not, right? Like, how do we partner with them to try to say, hey, we're not the National, we're not replacing the National. We just want to be a great local show in the Midwest that's 4 hours or 5 hours from the National, so people can come here, either sell or buy for next week and be ready to go. And you're just getting people to understand the layout of, for our local guys, a booth, right? They're so used to the 8-foot table that, what is a booth? How do I use a booth? So,
You know, it's really just kind of getting in contact with people. You know, there's the kind of the project management aspect of throwing together a big show, right? It's easier to do it on a smaller scale, but once you kind of extrapolate that over the entire country, right, and reaching out to you and just trying to find people who are wanting to grow the hobby.
Now, what are some of the things that you guys want to see implemented in your April show?
right, we had NFT here yesterday for dealers. We've had a dealer event at night, but maybe bring some things that the public could be more involved in. So maybe box wars or pack wars, or maybe having people come in and speak about the hobby from a hobbyist perspective, or maybe bring in someone who talks about grading or investing in cards, and why is investing in cards different than investing in your 401k, and those kind of things to really help the generation that's seeing sports cards as their retirement fund and understand like how to maybe move some of that. That would be great. Partnering with people to bring in bigger autograph guests so they can handle that part, and we can handle the floor plan, and we can handle the people that are here. We're also wanting to move to a bigger space. So this is about 50,000 square feet. The space next door is about 75,000 square feet.
Forward that we look at the bigger spaces and bring in dealers from all over the country, even from states that we didn't, because I think what we do, 10 to 12 states
yeah, somewhere in that neighborhood.
that are represented today, this weekend.
Appreciate it. The show is awesome, and I'm going to be here next April. So if anyone's in the Midwest, make sure to check out the show, the Capital City Card Show in Iowa. It's worth the drive. It's worth the flight out.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for coming.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Ray and Eric, they're dealers at the first Iowa show. So I want to talk to them about the show itself and also like the sentiment towards the National. So guys, how do you like this first show?
I think it's been really good. It's been busy for sure. It's the first one that Iowa's really had, so it's kind of an interesting mix of people. You know, I didn't really know what to expect. We've sold a lot of stuff, a lot of people selling some really great stuff. So I think it's almost we've had better pickups than we've sold, but I think we've gotten some really, really great stuff we've picked up. So
I have to agree, for it being the first show in Iowa in quite a bit of time, it's been an amazing turnout, and the level of collectibles here has honestly been impressive to me. No complaints at all about this.
All right, guys, so I'm here with Denny McLain, a two-time Cy Young Award winner, one-time MVP award winner. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine.
You're the only Cy Young winner to split the award back in, was it 1969?
That's not true. I had it already.
Oh, you had it in 69. So
I had it in 68 and 69.
So what happened in 69? Because I saw online that there's 2 people that won the award.
We don't know. Some guy split his vote for me and Mike, and who knows? Aggravate people, because whoever he was got an awful lot of press, and he got fired, as a matter of fact.
He did?
Yeah, he got fired. Trying to make some kind of a statement, and to this day we just don't know why.
So that's kind of like what happened to Justin Verlander with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah.
He should have easily won the award that year, and they were mad at him for some reason in an interview like that with the press. It's unfortunate.
Well, Justin has got one of those hardcore attitudes. Jack Morris recently got real soft to get elected to the Hall of Fame. Sudden trying to run for office, like I always say, wanted to get in the Hall of Fame so bad. He became one of the nicest guys in the world. Now, 1 month after that, it was the same old Jack, and I'm sure Justin will be the same way.
The toughest batter that you pitched against?
The one I think the greatest hitter I ever saw in the game is Tony Oliva. I think Tony. I don't know why Tony's not in the Hall of Fame. He was a career 300 hitter, terrific guy, a terrific community guy, and for some reason, you know, this is not against Jack Morris. Don't misunderstand me. I like Jack, but Jack had an ERA of 4. Tony hit 303, 304 career-wise, and it's a whole lot. And I'm not saying either one is harder than the other, but it's a whole lot easier, as far as I'm concerned, to get a high ERA than it is to hit 300 in the major leagues. It doesn't upset me anymore. I mean, because now I understand what it's all about. There for a while, I thought the kids, every time they hit a home run, they wanted. I thought they were saying something to the pitcher. They didn't have to say anything to him other than jump up and down and say ha ha ha, you know, that type of stuff. Well, they don't do it because of that. They're just doing it because they do it. I mean, you know, they're doing this now and this now and this now. I don't think the game really needs that, but it's funny, it's entertaining, so it's going to be around a long time. The thing we're going to get rid of, finally, they say, is whatever thing this is that we put at second base in extra innings.
Oh, I hate that rule.
Oh, it's just, they've come up with all kinds of names, but they haven't named it right yet. It's a joke, and the commissioner should be ashamed of himself. But it's not Tinker Toys.
Yeah,
you know,
don't change it.
That's exactly right. It's not Mr. Robinson. And now they're going to change it. And I'll tell you another thing. If they would just take the mound back to 16 inches and let everybody pitch from that period again, that height, they will reduce the size and the time of the games. It'll go from, we used to pitch a game in 2 hours and 15, 20 minutes. Today, they're not in the 6th inning in 2.5 hours.
You pitched, there wasn't as many pitch counts as there is today in the format. So what do you think about that? Is this a good change, bad change for baseball?
Well, we had a pitch count. I mean, contrary to what anybody thinks, everybody has to have a pitch count. Everybody does. And there's 2 ways to look at a pitch count. Number one is you count the pitches one after another, 1, 1, 1, 1. Or you sit there and wait for your pitcher to start. If he's a low ball pitcher, if he starts to bring the ball up a little bit, get near the waist and higher, you know he's losing his stuff. You get somebody warm and you put him in a game. You don't have to keep track of the exact pitch. Whereby in the game today, they count every pitch. You know, we got this poor kid, Mize. We give him $8 million, and I'm not sure if he got anybody out yet, and he's been here now a year and a half. I don't get it. He belongs in the minor leagues for 3 years. Every one of these pitchers belong in the minor league, including DeGrom. He needs to go out and pitch every 4th day to build this up. He needs to do things to get stronger. And they keep overlooking it. They keep ignoring it because he puts people in the seats. So, you know, he's not going to be around a long time. He gets hurt 2-3 times a year.
That's a shame. He's a great pitcher.
Oh, man, he's got good stuff.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to do
It's
this
my
interview.
pleasure, young man. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right, guys, here's the situation. I had to leave the show super early today because there was a mess up on my booking with American. Called an agent today, and they said I had a flight out of here at 3 o'clock. Well, they booked it for Wednesday, not Sunday. So I had to figure out what happened. So I go to the airport, talk to the American agent, and we're able to find a flight out from Omaha, which is about 2.5 hours away from here. So I'm about to go in an Uber right now.
Hopefully you got enough time to make your flight. Not
College World Series?
Yeah. So today's trivia question. When was the College World Series first played in Omaha? Was that 1947, 1950, 1961, or 1975? Put your answer in the comment section down below. An answer will be revealed at the very end of the video. Well, 2.5 hours later, I'm now at the Omaha airport. Next flight is around 7:30 and I'm going to LAX. So here's my travel route. I go I-80, then I fly to LAX, super late, and be jet lagged as I fly across the country, and I land back in Orlando at 6 a.m. so I can start work at 8. So flight to LA ended up being delayed another hour and a half or so, and I'm not gonna be able to make the connection back to Orlando. So now it's looking like I'm staying overnight. The thing is though, I still don't even know if Americans can get me a hotel or not. At this point, I just want to be back home. I'm supposed to leave at 3 o'clock. I'm not even gonna be home for another 24 hours. I'm stuck in travel hell. American won't cover my hotel room. I've been through hell the last 12 hours nonstop. Booked flights that were wrong. On top of that, delays nonstop. So we are now exploring downtown Omaha. Let's hope today I can actually get home. This is part 2.
Nice timing.
Finally landed on the East Coast. I'm in Charlotte now, and I'm trying to make the next flight. I'm on the standby list, so I'm crossing my fingers. Oh. 24 hours later, I am now in Orlando. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. And I'm gonna catch you next weekend in Chicago for the National.